Hello students, I am Dr. Nima Gupta. Now today's topic is sources of recruitment. Student, if you want to know the meaning of recruitment, features and objectives of recruitment, that I have already explained in my previous video. I will put this video in I button and you can click on the I button to watch the video, right? So in that video you will be knowing about the meaning of recruitment. Before starting the sources of recruitment, I just want to give the brief about what the recruitment is. Recruitment basically is what? That is searching the candidates, and after searching the candidate, stimulating them to apply for a job. Searching is done with the help of using appropriate source of recruitment. By using the appropriate source of recruitment, organization it locates the right people so that the right people can be motivated, can be stimulated by the HR manager to apply for a job. Now stimulation is done with the help of the message the organization put in its advertisement. So that message helps the organization to stimulate the candidate to apply for a job. Suppose there is a message that salary is not a constraint for the deserving candidates. It means the candidates, those who want to earn handsome amount of salary, they will definitely apply, because that is clearly mentioned in the advertisement that those who will deserve, those who will fulfill all the requirements of the job, right, the salary will be given, a very good amount of salary will be given to the people. So this is about what? This is about just the method through which the organization stimulates the candidate. Now we are coming to the point, that is sources of recruitment. Basically, students, there are two types of sources of recruitment in the organizations. Number one is internal source and the second one is external source. Internal sources of recruitment are those sources of recruitment where the organization fill up the vacancies with the help of the internal people, with the help of the existing employees, right? Either through transfer or through promotion. In this case, we will study two methods or two sources in internal sources. Number one, promotion, and number two is transfer. So first of all, I would like to explain what the promotion is. Promotion is a method or is a source through which the organization fill up the vacancies, right, by promoting employees' position from the existing position to the higher position. So we can say that movement of an employee from his or her existing position to the higher position with higher responsibilities, higher authorities, increment in the salary, status, facilities, right? In this case, what the organization does, whenever the organization fill up the vacancies by promoting the people to the higher position, it enhances the salary, and it not only enhances the salary of the employee, it enhances the responsibilities, authorities, status, position, power, right? So that is the promotion. Sometime organization promotes the employee's position from his or her existing position to the higher position. In this case, the organization does not make an enhancement in the salary. So that type of promotion is called the dry promotion, where the employee's salary is not increased, only there is an enhancement in the authorities, responsibilities, status, power, facilities, etc. Right? Now the second one is transfer. That is again the important source, internal source of recruitment, by transferring the employee job from one department to another department, by transferring the employees from one job to another job within the same organizations. So this is the transfer, where the organization fill up the vacancies by moving the employees from one job to another, from one department to another department in the same organization, or from one business unit to the another business unit. But what is the difference between the transfer and the promotion? In case of promotion, there is not only the enhancement in the position, but employees, authorities, responsibilities, pay, facilities, the organization increases. But in case of transfer, organization does not increase the status, responsibilities, authorities and salary. It only makes the movement of an employee from one job to another job. So this is about what? This is about the transfer. Now moving to the next slide, that is the external source of recruitment, right? So external source of recruitment is what? This is the source of recruitment where the organization locates the people out of the organization, outside the organization, right? Now for locating the people outside the organization, what organization or HR manager does, they use appropriate source of recruitment. If the organization will not use the appropriate source of recruitment to locate the people outside the organization, then the organization will not get the appropriate candidates, will not get the pool of candidates so that it can make the selection of the best candidate. So in this case, the first method which I am discussing in external source, that is the direct recruitment. Students, this direct recruitment is basically used for unskilled worker, for badli workers. In this case, what the company does, it puts a notice at the factory gate mentioning that the company requires one peon, sweeper. It is basically used for the fourth class employees, right? Where the company, without wasting even a single penny, the company gets the people for the lower level, people for the fourth class, right? So this advertisement is basically used for basically used in tobacco industry, textile, jute industries, where the company requires the badli workers or the casual workers, right? Sometimes these badli workers or the casual workers are the replacement of the permanent employees, right? Those who are working at the lower level. In case if the permanent employee is ill, he or she is not well, so in this case the company on urgent basis put a message or put an advertisement at the factory gate, right? So with the help of that advertisement, the people, they come, they approach to the company for getting a job on the daily basis. Next is advertisement either in the electronic media or the print media, right? Electronic media means radio, television. Print media means newspaper, magazines, journal. The company advertises the vacancy for the people. In a case of advertisement, the company basically advertise the vacancy for skilled, semi-skilled, technical and managerial people. If the company requires the people at the lower level, the company advertises the vacancy in the newspaper which approaches the local people, right? Or which approaches to the regional people who are living in a state. But if the company wants the people at the higher level, then the company will advertise the vacancy either in a journal or magazines or in a newspaper which is having an approach, right? Or which approaches to the people living across the country, right? So this is the way through which the company, what it does, it locates the people. Means by using the appropriate source, by advertising the vacancy in the appropriate media, the company locates the appropriate candidates. So this is the second method of external source. Now moving to the next source, that is unsolicited applications. Students, unsolicited applications are those applications in which sometimes the candidate himself or herself approaches to the company, right? And they place the CV for a job. On the basis of the requirement, the company make a call to the candidates, right? So in this case, these applications are called the unsolicited applications. Sometimes the company advertises the vacancies and the company, at the time of advertisement, the company, suppose the company has mentioned the advertisement that the company requires a person having 5 years experience in marketing and should have a specialization in marketing. Suppose the candidate having 4 years experience and he or she also applies. So that time the candidate is not a suitable candidate for the company, not fulfilling the requirements of the company. But after 1 year, the candidate will be the suitable candidate for the company. So what the company does, it makes a database of such type of applications, right? And at the time of urgency, suppose if some employees they leave the organization, the company can use such type of applications. So these applications are called the unsolicited applications, right? Next is employment exchange. In this case, government organization they have established employment exchanges throughout the country. And what is the main job of the employment exchanges? What they did do, they maintained a database of each and every type of candidates, whether the candidate is skilled, semi-skilled, managerial, technical, right? As these candidates they get the notification from the employer, right? Then they inform to the candidates, and the candidate, or sometimes they directly send the candidate to the employer's office. So that way they supply the candidate to the companies, and they also charge some fee from the company, right? And these are the very important source of supplying the candidates to the company. With the help of the employment exchanges, the company gets a pool of candidates, right? Next is moving to the next slide, that is placement agencies. Now in this case, there are various placement agencies. What these placement agencies does, these placement agency job is to provide the CVs or the profile of the candidate to the employer, and they also charge some fee from the employer for sending for providing the biodatas and CVs to the employer. And these companies are like Mafoi, ABC Consultant. So these are the placement agencies which give the data of the candidate, whether the candidate is semi-skilled, skilled, professional or managerial. So this is very important source, and they perform the function of these placement agencies. Sometimes they perform the function of receiving and verifying the applications. They also sometimes conduct the interviews of the candidate, and they, after conducting the interviews, they select the prospective candidates for their clients. And it is when if they are doing all the performing all the functions of the recruitment selection, like advertising the vacancies, selecting the applications of the candidate, and taking interview of the candidate, making the selection of the best candidate. So these companies, they charge some fee from the employer. So it is costlier for the client to get the employees through this method, as they charge the fee quite high. Next is campus recruitment. There are some companies having close contact with the campuses, right? Like IITs, IIMs, Delhi universities, AIMS, many engineering colleges, management colleges. So these are the biggest source of applications, right? And these companies, they directly approach to the campuses, and they conduct the interviews of the students, and after conducting the interviews, they select the student as a management trainee. Now, why do the company they approach to the campuses? Because at the initial stage, suppose the students, they also wait for the right platform from where they can start their career, and company at a low salary, they get the management trainees from the management institutes. Now moving to the next slide, that is contractor. Again, this is a very important source of getting the candidates, and this method is basically, this source is basically used in construction industries, where the contractor supplies a large number of labor to the employer. But the main thing in this is the employer is not having close contact with the laborers, right? Only the contractor is having the contact with the laborers. So this is the biggest disadvantage of this method. And the labor, those who are working in the construction industries, they get their wages from the contractor, not from the employer. So contractor is in direct touch with the employer. And another disadvantage is, suppose if the contractor is having any dispute and leave and the contract, and in this case the whole team, the whole labor force, what they do, they also leave the organizations. So this is the drawback of this method. Next is recommendations. This is again a very important source of getting the people, appropriate people for performing the job or for filling the job in the organization. Suppose if a person is working in the organizations, right, if he or she finds that there is a vacancy in the organizations, right, then what he does, he recommends his friend's name, suppose his friend, relative or family members, right, who is seeking a job. Then in this case the person who is already working in the organization can recommend for him or her. So this is another a very good method. The company does not spend even a single penny in advertising the vacancy. Without spending the money, the company gets the appropriate candidates. So the students, these are the sources of recruitment, and these sources of recruitment are very important to search the candidates. What type of candidate? The appropriate candidates in the organizations. Now moving to the next topic, that is the recruitment methods. Recruitment methods are the methods through which the company locates the people. The company searches the people outside the organizations. So these methods are categorized into 4 categories. Number 1 is direct method. In case of direct method, the companies or the HR manager, they are having direct contact with the candidates. They directly contact to the candidates. Like campus recruitment is the best example of direct method, in which the company's representative, they visit to the colleges or the universities, right, and they give the presentation about the company's profile, company, where the company is operating, in which products the company is operating. So such type of presentation they give in front of the students, and the interested students, they apply for a job. The company conduct the interview of the interested students, and the company make the selection of the best student. So this is the method of recruitment, that is called the direct recruitment. Second is indirect recruitment, where the company is not having any direct contact with the candidate, but they indirectly inform about the vacant positions, right? That is what source the company are using in this method, that is advertisement, either in electronic media like newspaper, magazines and journal, or in print media like newspaper, magazines and journal, or in electronic media like radio and television, that help the organization to establish the contact with a large number of candidates. And these advertisement, the message with the company, they put in these advertisement, that message stimulates the candidate to apply for a job. So such type of method where the companies are not having any direct contact with the candidate, so such type of method is called the indirect recruitment. Next is third party recruitment, where the company takes the help of the third party to make contact with the candidates, right, to inform about the vacant positions to the candidate. So in this case, these the sources which come in this method, these are like employment exchange, placement agencies, trade union, recommendations, labor contractors. These are the sources which the company use in third party method for locating the people, for locating the appropriate candidates. Next is internet recruitment. This is recruiting or locating the people through online mode. In this, the company uses the websites, where there are various websites which the organization uses to locate the people, like naukri.com, like pricedjobs.com, jobsdb.com, jobstreets.com. So these are the websites through which the candidate is located, candidate is searched. What these websites they do, they just put a vacancy in the websites, and when the candidate access the website, they get to know about the vacant positions, right? And they also know about the company's expectations, what the company is searching, right, in the candidates, what what qualification, what experience right? What knowledge the candidate is having, that all information the candidate get through the website. So student, these are the methods of the recruitment, right? And again, to locate the people, to stimulate the people, right people, the company uses the appropriate method, the appropriate source, which help the organization to locate the people and to stimulate them to apply for a job. So this is all about the sources of recruitment and the methods of recruitment. Students, if you like my lecture, you can like my lecture, you can subscribe it, and you can share my channel, you can share the lectures to others. Thank you so much. Thank you all.